Welcome to the Sunkist Sabercats and the Edison Eagles.
And welcome to the Lincoln Lions and Man Knights.
Welcome, Ponderosa Pride. I'm Mr. Gardner, a retired principal, school teacher, and a former student of the Anaheim Elementary School District.
And my name is Mrs. Hernandez, and I've been a teacher at Betsy Ross, at Patrick Henry, and now I work at the district office.
And my name is Mrs. Houston, and I'm a teacher on special assignment, and I actually work with Mrs. Hernandez.
And we are all three here today to represent three organizations that are working together. Two of the organizations you're very familiar with, and one you might not have heard of before. We are here representing the Anaheim Elementary School District, of which you are all members, and we are here to represent the Anaheim Angels baseball team. And then finally, we're with the One Desk Foundation, a very small charity group which is run by a bunch of young professionals, doctors and lawyers and teachers who were all once sixth graders in Anaheim. And together, we have put together a program called Home Run Heroes, which is going to ask you two important questions. Do you like to volunteer, or do you like baseball games? And if your answer to those questions is yes, we think the Home Run Heroes might be of great interest to you. The One Desk Foundation will be honoring 4 sixth graders from your school for community service. These lucky students will get free tickets to the Anaheim Angels-Mariners game on June 11th at Anaheim Stadium. And that includes free parking, a Home Run Heroes t-shirt, an Angels baseball cap, and at that particular game, the Angels will be giving Mike Trout t-shirts to everybody under the age of 18, and all the students, anybody under the age of 13, will be invited to run the bases after the game. But if we're going to have a contest about community service, now you know what you win. Maybe the first thing we need to find out is what is community service, and Ms. Hernandez will help us with that.
Community service is something really important that we can do for where we live. You can see it's doing something helpful that you are not expected to do, and you're not paid to do it either. I give community service by donating blood and platelets to the Red Cross. It's not something that I have to do, and it's not something anybody expects me to do. And I don't get paid for it either. I just do it because I know it's going to help somebody else out. Now let's take a look at some community service projects that you can be involved in. Here's some great examples. You can pick up trash at a beach or at a local park just to keep it clean for other people. You could also collect food to donate to a local food bank for people in need. Or maybe there are people in a nursing home or in hospitals that could use some company. You can go visit or send some nice cards to them. We also see, now that we know what community service is, you can also see on this slide what it's not. It's not doing your homework, because that is something as a student that you are expected to do. It's also not cleaning your room or doing chores around your house, because also you should be doing that to help your family, and that's just an expected activity. So what we're looking for are ways that you are helping other people that, again, you're not expected to do and you're not getting paid to do either. Now you see lots of ideas here about different ways you can help in your community. Notice that there are ways that you can be involved at school. You can be involved outside. If you go to church, that's a wonderful way to find community service and volunteer projects as well. So there are lots of spaces in our community that could use your help. So I'd like to invite you to pause this video for a moment and take a moment to talk about with your neighbors, what kind of volunteer work do you already do, or would you be interested in doing in your community? And Mrs. Houston is going to now talk to you about, if this is a contest that you would like to apply for, how you do that.
Okay, so I would like you to ask your teacher for an application. It's going to be a blue piece of paper, and you can see here, this is just the top portion of the application. And down there on the bottom of the screen, it shows that there's some space there for you to write the actual community service examples right there. And the application is also going to ask you to answer 3 questions in depth. And I really recommend using a thinking map to plan your answers on another sheet of paper first. And take some time with this step and check your spelling. And if you have more that you want to write that doesn't fit on the application, you can add another sheet of paper. And if you think about what type of community service that you can add there, you can go all the way back to June of 2022. So think back to some ways that could apply to this application. So let's take a closer look. Here's a screenshot from question number 1 on the application. I'm just going to read it to you so everybody's clear about what's expected. It says, please write a short essay telling us about yourself. For example, what do you want to be when you grow up and why? And so we've provided a circle map there on the screen, and there's a digital link that your teacher will have. And we really do recommend brainstorming before you fill out the application. So let's look at the second question. The second question is going to ask you to write a short essay on how you are a hero in the community and in what ways do you give back to your community. And when we think about community, your community can be part of your family, your neighborhood, it can be your school and your classroom. And these circle maps that we provided are definitely optional, but we do recommend that you use them. And then here's the third question. The third question asks you to write a short essay on what teamwork means to you and how we all benefit from great teamwork. And again, there's a link on this slide that will take you to this map if you'd like to use it. And then finally, on the back of the application, it's going to ask you, the student, to not only sign your name, but then ask a parent or guardian to sign their name as well. And these applications will be due to your teacher no later than May 5th. And I think we're going to hear a few more words of wisdom from Mr. Gardner and Mrs. Hernandez.
I would like to share with you that if you're planning on going out into your community to volunteer, be sure that you keep yourself safe and that you always have an adult or parent with you when you're doing your community service.
And remember that anything you've done since you became sixth graders way back last year in June of 2022, anything you've done to help the community or help in the organization you're with, that can be on the, you should enter that on your application. But if you haven't done anything, you still have plenty of time now, and there's a spring break coming. So we hope to see you all at the ballpark.
Yes, good luck. And if you have any questions, teachers, feel free to reach out to us, and we're happy to answer your questions. Bye-bye.
Thank you and good luck.
Good luck, everybody.